Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you are doing good. So today I'm going to be talking about manhwa and webtoons that has a contract marriage plot. In these mangas, the male lead and the female lead get married to each other out of convenience at first, and soon they fall in love along the way. But before we begin with the video, make sure to subscribe and like the video. So let's begin our list. Coming at number 1, we have Priscilla's marriage request. Priscilla Mortier works as a sorceress in the mercenary corps, but was once the only daughter of a countess. That is until her father died and her stepmother made a fortune from selling their valuables. She also sold her off to a once divorced husband who was 10 years senior than her. After finding out that her new husband and stepmother are plotting to get rid of Priscilla entirely, she runs away from her home and into the night try and start over from nothing. After working for quite some time as a mercenary, Priscilla gets her hands on a dragon heart just before she dies. This is a chance to take back the 15 years that she lost. Also, this time she is determined to protect her home, her legacy, and to right the wrongs done to her in the past. Seeking marriage, looking to pay back her stepmother's debt and to avoid a disastrous marriage, Priscilla goes looking for Kayan Rustin, the Black Death of the battlefield, for help and asks him to marry her. Priscilla is strong and cunning, and unlike other time travelers in manhwas, she actually values her time. Also, the author doesn't waste time and always has something new to give to the story to keep you entertained. This is a wholesome and fluffy manhwa. There's some revenge and politics thrown into the mix, but the highlight is definitely the amazing couple. It has good humor, reasonably interesting characters, and a decent plot. Coming at number 2, we have Daisy. In her last life, the female lead's father ran away from home because of debt, and her big sis Rose got married to a rich man and kicked the 2 other sisters to the curb. However, despite being the most successful out of the 3, she died because of her immense vanity and ego. Our female lead and the youngest sister had to get jobs to support themselves. The female lead tried her best so she can send her sis off to school. During that time, she gets seduced by this rich guy and ends up sleeping with him. But actually, he is a total scumbag and had a fiancé. Then he ditches her. She loses her job and is killed by an unknown person. So, using all of this info about the future, she makes herself pretty and meets the male lead, giving him a clue on how to inherit the title without killing the competition. Turns out, all he has to do is get married, but the male lead's family has a horrible track record with women, so it always ends with the wife or the husband getting murdered. The female lead tell him that the marriage doesn't have to be based on love but could be a contract marriage instead. He wants the female lead not for romantic reasons but because she says she don't want love and wants money. The female lead is quick-witted. I like the fact that both are independent and have ambitions. It's a good read for sure, especially when you are bored, but the plot is super transparent, so there's no big surprise when something major happens. It has a stereotypical time travel isekai plot, but you will still enjoy it. Coming at number 3, we have The Villainous Lives Twice. From childhood, Artesia Roseanne's happiness was dependent on ensuring the success of her brother. As a master manipulator and schemer, she became his most valuable ally in seizing the empire's throne. That's exactly why her brother's betrayal cut so deeply when Artesia was imprisoned as punishment for all of her crimes. Soon after being rescued by Grand Duke Cedric Ebron, she vows to help him overthrow the cruel new emperor by sacrificing her own life with forbidden magic. Now, waking up several years earlier back in time, she will forsake her own family to help Cedric at all costs. The plot is engaging and leaves you wanting more. The characters are well thought about and have great potential, and the pacing and storytelling is probably the best thing. It's slow but won't keep you bored at all. The politics is not superficial and the scheming goes real deep. The artist has not made characters ugly just because they are villains, even if the villain is hella dumb and a cannon fodder. They all show the true nature of nobles, those who smile while stabbing. The political intrigue is so intense. The main character is a badass. I love it. She is not only cunning but also unique. The plot of this story is the generic betrayal and time travel stuff, but the main character really brings some originality to it. She is not obsessively spiteful and she is awesome but doesn't feel like a Mary Sue. She is not just getting everything to go her way because she is the protagonist. She knows what she has to do and isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. Coming at number 4, we have Is It Fortune or a Woo? Dylan, our villainess, is the older sister of Emily, which is the male lead, Cedric's former wife. In the original novel, Emily had a frail body and died in the process of giving birth to a stillborn. Knowing this, Dylan makes it her goal to steer Cedric away from Emily at all costs. And soon she finds herself taking her sister's place as Cedric's wife. And there's actually no way to get out of their marriage because Cedric's grandfather is totally on board, and you know how hard it is to let an old man down. So Dylan makes a proposal. If she falls in love with Cedric before a year is up, she will continue being his wife. If not, they will both agree to dissolve their marriage. This story has the perfect amount of comedy, drama, and relationship development. The characters are an utter joy to read about. They are also interesting and unique. Characters are realistically portrayed, complete with personalities that feel organic with motivations that make sense. The female lead doesn't want to take advantage of her knowledge of the novel or seek revenge upon those who will harm her in the future. Rather, all she wanted to do was protect her sister from the bad end. That's it. Nothing more to gain or lose, which makes the premise more interesting. Coming at number 5, we have Bittersweet Couple. So this story is basically about a duo who were made to marry just because the redhead female lead has debt to the male lead who is known to be attending the same school as her. He didn't have a great childhood. He was brought up by his rich adopted family and he just seemed to be distant from them. Whereas the female lead had a better childhood. The duo didn't seem to get along at first when they first got married, but eventually they get comfortable with each other. I would definitely recommend this to someone who likes a good slow burn romance, a charismatic female lead, and two characters that knew each other in the past and had a falling out but then reunite and marry out of convenience. I liked how the author just let us watch the couple slowly becoming used to each other because it gave us a chance to get to know them individually. I would definitely recommend this cute romance to people. It may annoy you that they are bickering, but it's just worth to wait to see how much they mean to each other. Coming at number 6, we have Happy Ending for the Limited Time Villainous. The female lead, Clea Rhino, reincarnates as the infamous Villainous, but she has health that gets reduced every time she takes a step, like a literal step. To surpass her unfortunate beginning, she needs to get married to Marquis for 6 months, after which she can return to her actual world. She succeeds and proceeds to figure out the cause of death of the Villainous. It is a little humorous and the romance proceeds quite fast, with no one skirting around the main issue. The dynamic between the male lead and female lead is quite good and filled with respect for both parties, even if they started off at the rockiest start imaginable. Coming at number 7, we have I Don't Love You Anymore. Our female lead Nivea has been neglected from love all her life, parents, friends alike. But the biggest damage upon her broken heart was her fiancé Duke Wishtrash, who continuously emotionally abused her and denied all advancements of love from her. No matter how much effort she put in, how much love she gave, he ignored and shot down each and every last one of them. So having fed up of it and of the abusive environment she grew up in general, she devises a plan to catch the eye of someone who would whisk her away from all that's pained her. The male lead is a complete sweetheart who seeks a wife who won't fall in love with him. Nivea, having no more love to give since her breakup, sets herself up to get with him. It works and boom, they are lawfully engaged. On the other hand, Duke Wishdash finally comes to his senses and realizes how much of a caring woman he lost. But it's too late. She is already flashing a smile towards someone she loves now. This is a real good manga that gives off this constant vibe of maturity and such. Nivea's thoughts are real. What she is feeling is real. She has had enough and took the initiative before permanent damage was done. The author does a good job at portraying what's on her mind and making us, the readers, feel as if we are in her shoes. She even snaps at a Wishdash at one point, which gives me so much serotonin. Another important aspect is the art here. The expressions of the female lead, Nivea, are captured brilliantly, giving her the apathetic eye and smile, perfectly showcasing the pain. Hope you all have a good day. See ya.